the Legion's assault could begin. We've accomplished a great deal.
You must get to the engine. Control room and install the override chip.
You're mine.
I knew you'd make it. The override module is functioning properly. I just need you to head over to... When you return... Oh, and before you go, grab that printer. I thought you might enjoy the honor of presenting them to the end.
Had enough? Get
Can't run from me.
Get some!
Empty. Eat this. Ain't this? Eat this!
An envoy of Vegas. I see you fight with words, like all beneath the flag of the... So you seek quarter? Our roads into... Save your speeches. We will take Hoover Dam and move forward until our feet crush... Hoover Dam has never seen the mass strength of the East. Only legates such as Graham, who... Now I am here, and make markers of... You speak in circles. What of the East? I am the East, and I will... The victory here shall be swift. Our forces shall take the dam, secure it, then build a road west on the bodies of the NC. The East will hold. Once across the Colorado, nothing to... Your weakness? You seek to thwart me by claiming the Legion is too strong for you? That does not mean we would not succeed. The East was a hard-fought campaign. Even now, Caesar drew too much of the Legion's blood needed there for... Hoover Dam is but a place. I will not have it be the gravestone. As for wisdom, there is wisdom in your words. Know that I shall return east. I shall not remain there forever. On that day, the strength of the bear shall... If the West is one day filled with ones such as... My coming would have saved you, set your people free in ways they cannot... War would have tested them, broken the weak with its violence, yet allowing the strong to arise. Violence gave you that strength, awakened you. Perhaps it is unfortunate Vulpes was not here to hear your words. Something to... Until the day when our armies meet again, envoy of Vegas. I...
Caesar on the crop. And the screams of those Legion bastards as they... Speaking of, that crazy light show over the fort? What the fuck was that? Some kind... Could use 100 of you. Just scatter you over the Gambling? What, you looking to start a game? What is this Brahmin shit? I'm not getting the feeling we're all about to... What the hell are you talking about? The free economic zone of New Vegas? What the hell does that mean? Demands NCR's immediate withdrawal. Withdraw? Like, this paper of yours isn't fit to wipe my ass. If you think after all that's happened, I'm going... You know I won't surrender the dam. And certainly not to the ghost man of Vegas and his new right. We held this place for years. Kicked one-legged out of here so hard, Caesar burned him to a crisp. I'll fight for it again today. If you're looking to convince me otherwise, you better have a lot more reasons than... True. Guess I'm a little too used to seeing Securitrons in Vegas to think they turn... Look, House, Vegas, it's pretty. Gotcha. And if you say no, keep in mind what that means. Well, at least I can talk to you unlike that bastard Caesar and his plate-faced general. It'll do. Guess sometimes you get the bull, other times you get the horns.
You know, I've had thousands of employees in my time. Few met my expectation. Your performance has been nothing short of spectacular. Back to Vegas, shall we? I really should do... I can make sure it not only runs, but runs... No need to worry about the General, by the way. He'll be held responsible. Kimball won't be able to save him. He'll be too busy getting thrown out of office. But Vegas might see a dip in revenue for a few months, half a year. Vegas will be a shining jewel in the middle of the desert. This is just the start, you see. This is what...
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Goodsprings cheated death once again, and the Mojave Wasteland was forever changed. Mr. House's Securitron army took control of Hoover Dam and the Strip, pushing both the Legion and the exhausted NCR out of New Vegas. Mr. House continued to run New Vegas his way, a despotic vision of pre-war glory. The streets were orderly, efficient, cold. New Vegas continued to be the sole place in the wasteland where fortunes were won and lost in the blink of an eye. The courier, fair and kind-hearted to those in the wasteland, ensured that Mr. House would keep New Vegas stable and secure for future generations. Mr. House afforded him every luxury at his disposal in the Lucky 38, out of gratitude and a quiet sense of pride for his choice in lieutenants.
Mr. House showed little interest on the Boomers, who eventually began venturing out to Nellis to meet and trade with travelers.
Buried beneath tons of rubble, the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel was no more. Those few who were outside the Hidden Valley bunker when it was destroyed settled into new lives, or headed west to find a new chapter to join.
The Fiends staged an attack against Camp McCarran during the Second Battle of Hoover Dam. During the NCR's retreat, the Fiends overwhelmed many of the troopers before Mr. House's Securitrons could deal with them.
After Mr. House gained control of New Vegas, he sent a Securitron to Goodsprings as a token of appreciation for helping the courier. Victor was a mixed blessing, however, as he continually monitored the town for Mr. House.
Rose of Sharon Cassidy died as her caravan died. In an unmarked grave, another victim of the Mojave.
During the Battle of Hoover Dam, the Great Khans quickly evacuated Red Rock Canyon and headed north and east into the plains of Wyoming. There, they reconnected with the followers of the Apocalypse and rebuilt their strength. Bolstered by ancient knowledge of governance, economics, and transportation, they carved a mighty empire out of the ruins of the Northwest.
Thanks to the courier and Lily, a cure for the Nightkin's schizophrenia was found shortly after Dr. Henry's experiment concluded. Nightkin and other super mutants in the wasteland flocked to Jacobstown, and the town became known as a haven where a mutant could find peace.
Lily continued to take her medicine at half doses, and although she remembered her grandchildren, her mind remained muddled and confused. Eventually, she parted ways with the courier and traveled west, seeking the remnants of her past.
Flush with his victory, Mr. House sent Securitrons into Freeside, thinking to increase his control over the area. When fighting broke out, the Kings fought valiantly, but were no match for the armored killing machines, and were wiped out to the last man.
Revitalized by Violetta's brain, Rex eventually learned to balance the memories of his old life with Violetta's experiences among the brutal fiends. His mind had difficulty adjusting, but Rex eventually found peace with his new, more vicious self.
Though Novac was a low-priority target for the Legion, many of Novac's citizens died in its defense. In the weeks that followed, several Bright followers returned to Novac to help restore its defenses, allowing it to remain independent of NCR.
After Hoover Dam, the leaderless powder gangers at the correctional facility vanished into the wastes, leaving the prison empty. The correctional facility became another abandoned ruin in the wasteland, its carcass occasionally picked over by enterprising prospectors.
Armed with a wide array of improvised explosives and stolen weapons, the Vault 19 powder gang tormented the Mojave Wasteland for years. Citizens of the NCR were favorite targets, and they always suffered the worst fates.
Despite NCR's pledge to support Prim, they abandoned the town after their loss to Mr. House. As repayment for their NCR loyalty, Mr. House sends Securitrons to Prim to protect it and collect heavy taxes from its citizens.
And so the Courier's road came to an end, for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.
You